Okay, welcome everybody to this Piscean New Moon Yoga Nidra. So I wanted to, first of all, just go through what props are required for Yoga Nidra. It's always important that you are prepared after we've done our little bit of movement to come into the Yoga Nidra. So it becomes like a seamless transition into Yoga Nidra, and you're not having to kind of scramble around and go and grab your things when you're already kind of taken in a little bit to the twilight zone. So just a quick reminder that a pillow, a soft and somewhat flat pillow, possibly for underneath your head, especially if you have, when you lie down, your chin is really tilted backwards, right? If that's your anatomy, then definitely the pillow, we want the chin and the forehead to be in alignment. The second reason that you might need a pillow is to have it underneath your knees. If you have any kind of tightness in your lumbar spine lying down, then a pillow just underneath the thighs and the knees can just take the little bit of pressure off the legs and the lower back. Then the second thing that is an absolute must is a blanket to cover yourself with. I have this old blanket. You can't feel it, but it's a heavy cotton, and I love the weight of it, and it just gives me that really nice grounded feeling that we look for in Yoga Nidra. I know there are weighted blankets out there now for sale. The only ones that I've seen so far have been really too weighted and actually feel like I'm kind of pinned to the ground. So this is a nice weight for me. If you want to go really luxury, then you can also have a blanket underneath you. And a third thing that I wanted just to mention is someone gave me this sheepskin rug, and I've been using this as my kind of under blanket. I love it. It's very soft and natural. So I have this on the ground, and then I have my blanket. And then, of course, eye pillows, optional. Some people love them, others don't. So that's our ingredients ready for Yoga Nidra. And I'm just going to talk a little bit quickly about what the energy of Pisces is. There's more in the video, but essentially with Pisces, we have two fish swimming in kind of around each other, but in kind of opposite directions. And this is energetically symbolic of a switch point. So we're right at the bottom of the body, right? So if you imagine the top of the body, the energy comes in, it goes all the way down and down to the feet. So the feet are the last place in your body that are quite remarkable, because they have this ability to switch, right? The hands and the feet can do this. So they have this ability to go this way and the ability to go that way in air. So they're like a toggle point. And so the previous astrological sign was Aquarius, which was very airy. And if you think about the energy of Aquarius, it's about thinking that anything is possible, right? When we think about something like castles in the sky, anything is possible. There can be no, we can imagine everything. And then we have Pisces, and then the next sign that we're going to go to is Aries. Aries is to do with the head and thinking, and often our minds are like, nothing is possible. So Piscean energy is the switch point between the air, everything's possible. I can imagine, if I want to imagine flying saucers coming over the sky with, pulled by a bunch of flamingos, I can do that. Aries is like, that's not possible. There's no flying saucers. There's no flamingos. You're crazy. Pisces are the Pisces energy is the dreamy potential. It's the maybe. So Aquarius, anything can happen. Aries, you better get planned and it better make sense energy. And Pisces is in the middle, that maybe place. It's related to the sign of water. And so therefore, this is a Nidra that's about emotional release. It's about cleansing your thoughts, about cleansing your emotions. So let's get to it. And we're going to start today in downward facing dog. So clear your props out of the way and come into a comfortable downward facing dog. making sure as you come in that your feet are right behind, the heels are right behind the widest part of the feet, and your feet are about hip width apart. And I want you to train your eyes on your feet. Actually look at these funny looking parts of the body. There's the wide part of the foot, and then you have 5, almost like little rivers, 5 estuaries out that help divide the energy from the main part of the body out into 5 elements. And then you're just going to bend into your right knee and then bend into your left knee. And I want you to close your eyes and take your attention down into the soles of the feet, and imagine that you were like milking a cow or pulling water down into your feet. And just slowly, like a pump, pumping your feet one after the other. And then from here, come back to stillness, lift both heels up nice and high, and then exhale, take your knees down to the ground. Your toes still stay tucked under. Walk your hands back so that they're directly underneath your shoulders, and then start to press the chest forward, coming into the cow pose. And then inhale here, exhale, lift your feet, flatten the tops of the feet, press the tops of the feet down, and round your spine. So it comes from the feet. Look back to your knees. Tuck your toes, press from the feet, send the energy forward and through. It's quite an energizing feeling. It's like the feet are sending the energy to the heart, breathing in, and then relax and lift the feet. Take the tops of the feet down, relaxing, and feel the energy of the push from the hands through the pelvis and down into the tops of the feet. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, feeling like a fluidity go from the crown to the tailbone, tailbone to the heels. Last time. This is a very watery practice today we're going to do, so make it nice and smooth, like you were moving water up and down your spine, and then come to stillness. From here, you're going to take your left foot back and just tuck the toes under. And I want you to roll to the outside of the left foot and then the inside. So you're just slowly rolling through the ball of the foot. And then make some circles. So you're just rolling around. So our bodies are made of about 70% water. We tend to think of ourselves as pretty solid, but there's actually a lot of fluid. Like I always say, blood, sweat, tears, reproductive juices, lymphatic fluid. And when we move, come back to stillness, take the top of the foot down and just press into the top of the foot, letting the water settle down into the ground. And then bring that left knee back in line with the right. And we'll take the other side. So taking the right foot back, and then again, come to the outside of the foot, inside of the foot, outside and inside. And then forward and back. Let it be fluid, so no jarring, no kind of staccato movement. And then take the top of the foot down, relax the top of the foot, and just pressing down into the top of the foot. So we're just opening up the soles of the feet here. And then sliding that right knee back to meet the left. We're going to tuck your toes, use your hands and feet together to hold the body. Start to straighten the legs as you come into plank position. And I want you to keep it fluid. So come forward and back a few times, forward and back, and then just linger over to the right and the left. Let it be nice and fluid, maybe a circle. And then press the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Look back at your feet and close your eyes. See if you can relax your calves. Soften the ankles. And imagine that each breath in, you could bring energy in the water from the heels to the top of the head, and the exhale, top of the head, back to the heels, like a big wave. And then start to open your eyes, walk your hands back towards your feet. And lift your feet up, your heels up, and then take your knees down to the ground. So we're coming into toe stand. Let your hands rest onto your thighs. And if this is too much, then you can take a block underneath your pelvis, so you're not completely taking the weight onto the heels. But if you're okay, this is a great way to open the soles of the feet. And if you want to give it a little extra juice, then all you can do is take your hands and just massage the tight parts of the feet, the soles of the feet. Relaxing your shoulders. So when the feet feel stable, the shoulders relax. And then grab around the heels, pull the heels upwards. And from here, take your hands in between your knees, take your knees nice and wide, keeping your feet pretty tucked. You're going to just come back towards bead pose. So the heels are together and lifted. The knees come out nice and wide, and your hands go forward, keeping a long spine. And then tuck the chin in, look down at your feet. Now, again, I mentioned that the feet are like this river that becomes like 5 estuaries, left and right side, like the 2 fish. And each of the toes represents a line of energy to particular chakras. So the big toes relate in energetic medicine. The big toes relate to ether. So notice your big toes. Do you have any weird toe things going on? Second toes relate to water element, air element. The third toe to the fire element, fire chakra. And then the water elements are what would be like the ring toes. So I want you to really look down at that ring toe. Notice if your toes are super grippy or if they're not engaged at all with the earth. And then the pinky toe would be the earth. And all 5 elements in the earth, in the planet, helping us to walk on it. From here, walk your hands back towards your knees, close your knees back together, and then start to lift your hips up, coming into a forward fold. We're going to come into Padangusthasana, hand to foot pose. So here we make a circuit with the body. You're going to take your right hand and slide it underneath. And again, this is kind of symbolic of the fish because the energy is switched back and forward here. The foot runs forward. The energy is about walking forward into the future. And yet the hand is kind of blocking that energy, holding the energy and making it run up the leg, back the leg, down the spine into the crown of the head. So taking the right hand and then the left hand under. And can you let the weight come forward so that the balls of the feet are opening the hands? And well, let's connect into the water in the mouth here. So let your tongue hang, open your mouth, feel the water in your mouth, feel the water around the eyes, feel the blood as it changes direction. Normally the blood and water flow down, apana, but here we're inverted. So the energy of the direction is like moving the water upwards. Good. And then releasing your left hand, releasing your right hand. I'm going to start to walk slowly towards the top of the mat. And I want you to really peel the heel and then the ball up. So can you spread your feet and imagine yourself walking in water? The stability of the earth, but your feet are walking in water. Coming to the front of the mat. And then bring your hands to your pelvis. Slowly, with bent knees, come up to stand. Lift all 10 toes, separate the toes, and then see if you can come up onto the balls of the feet. Ooh, hover for a moment. Imagine the energy to the inside of the thighs, the inseam. And then place the heels down. Slowly rolling down. And we'll come into deer pose. So deer pose is where we're going to bring the feet over to the right side. So I'll show you here. I'll show you mirrored. Now bring your feet over to the right side, and the same side as your feet are, you're going to take your hand down. You're going to reach the other arm up and over. And then we take a nice little fluid like a wave. Exhale. Inhale. You can close your eyes and let yourself just get like super dreamy. Again, water is required to clean dirty dishes, to clean the emotions, right? The same way we put water on dirty dishes, the tears clean our emotions. It feels so much better after a good cry. Come back to center, and then we're going to come forward into pigeon pose. So right knee behind right wrist, reach the left toes back, and then place the top of the foot down. You might need a blanket to place underneath your right hip. And then soften down into it. Imagine that you were sitting down slowly into a nice warm bath, and let yourself kind of dissolve it. All right, so the quality of water is dispersing. There's no boundaries to it. Of course, moon practices are very etheric and watery anyway. So this is like a water on water on water. Right? How soft and dispersed can you get? How much can you let flow, let go? And then we'll slowly make our way back, either rolling to the right side, the right hip, or you can press back. And we'll take the deer posture on the other side. So hooking the left, the foot over the bottom ankle. Again, look at where your feet are. That same side, one hand is going to be down. So everything's kind of over to one side. Inhale, reaching the arm up. And then see if you can be fluid like algae. Exhale. Dreamy. Maybe you can even see yourself in your mind's eye doing this as well as feeling it in the body. So this is the dreaming before the action. Right? Aries will be the next new moon sign, and Aries is around March. So it's the new kind of seasonal year, not the calendar year, but in terms of seasonality, fresh mating season. Good, one more time. Freshness, Easter, a lot of the religious festivals around renewal, and then coming into pigeon on the left side. And again, water is important in terms of our spiritual health, often reminding us about the baptism, right, to be able to cleanse ourselves of thoughts, to become pure. So this is, I would call this like the last stop before we move into the next cycle, which will be about starting about action. Right? This is where anything's possible in a dreamy, tangible way. And if you really like to work with balance, then the full moon in Pisces is going to be around November. So you could be thinking about dreaming about what you want to see happen from now till November. Slowly coming back up. And then we'll take the back leg around in front. Last thing we'll do with the feet is you give a little bend in your legs, lean back, and we're just going to softly flex and point your feet. And then just letting some movement happen with the torso as you do this. Close your eyes. We're just going to do this for a minute or so. Get the energy into the toes. So often we're living in our heads and not in our feet, right? It's part of our Western culture way. And then come back. We're going to sit up tall. You can keep your knees slightly bent since we're taking this as more of a restorative, dreamy asana rather than like hardcore stuff here. So I want you just to hug around your knees, maybe taking your hands around the balls of the feet and let your feet sit into your hands, or you can toe lock with your first two fingers and just let the weight of the feet rest into the fingers. Bring your attention to the back of your body, opening up all of the tissue, the connective tissue through the shoulders, down the spine, to the bum. Notice if your feet are really like hard feet or if you have like super watery feet. Like, what is the water in your feet like? I personally do not have much water in my feet. My feet are pretty kind of bony and strong. I do not have much water in my chart. So this is a real practice for me to really step into this. Like this element that's a little less part of my own nature. And slowly roll up. Okay, we're ready to come into our Yoga Nidra practice. So setting up so that you are feeling safe and comfortable and warm. Using your props that are appropriate to your body today. And it is, to be honest, it's a little, it can be quite challenging to be still and lying down for this extended period of time. So really want to adjust until everything feels very balanced and organic. And then the joy of the practice is that once you're in that position, you can completely relax and just let go. This is a practice that is very passive. Again, just like a water running through a stream, you don't have to do anything about it. You can just let the words that I am giving you be a boat for you to ride on throughout the practice. In Yoga Nidra, we move from the alpha state where we're highly alert to beta, and then eventually to delta state where there is a whole network of intelligence that comes alive at a cellular level. And this natural intelligence is when the mind is less connected, less forceful, less domineering and demanding, this natural intelligence is allowed to surface. So making any last minute adjustments that you need to do. And then tell yourself that the practice of Yoga Nidra is about to begin. Make a commitment to yourself to stay still unless absolutely necessary to move. And stay awake, aware. Hovering between falling asleep and into unconsciousness, and yet not completely conscious. You may drift in and out, and that is fine. Just know that whenever you hear my voice, just come back gently. And see if you can release any further, maybe an extra 10%. So the muscles and the bones and the tissue start to drop down. And as that happens, as the body finds its way down and as it begins to relax a little bit more, start to focus on the sensory experience of listening. Starting to heighten the sense of listening. First of all, bringing your attention to the organs that help you listen, the organs of the ears. See in your mind's eye the place where the ears connect to the jaw. See if you can just soften the jaw hinge. And the ears are like conch shells, winding over the top rim of the ears, down the spine of the outer ear to the soft part, the lobes of the ears, and then going slightly further inside the ear, the cave of the ear. See if you can soften your ears, left ear and right ear. And dissolve any tension in the ear cartilage, lobes, relaxing the tunnel. And just allow the sounds around you to dissolve into the ear canal. Experiencing sounds just as they are, without changing them, without reacting to them, without fixing them, without even having any opinion of the sound or what it represents. Complete neutrality. Sound as vibration, just penetrating into the ear canals, landing. And another sound comes and letting it land. The body is still. The body is passive. And just trusting the body to know what it needs. Sounds coming in, dissolving. Emptiness. And then you might insert your intention here. Amongst the sounds, see if you can hear the sound of your own voice. Inserting your intention, your sankalpa, in this place as a bookmark, so that your practice has personal meaning. Especially potent on this opening, this portal that is a new moon, a time of energetic opening to another 28-day cycle. And in this case, a cycle that begins with the watery energy of Pisces, the dreaminess. If you can really feel your intention, not just saying the words, but feeling that intention through each of the molecules of water in your body. Let all the senses become wide open. The eyes are closed, but the third eye is open. The ears are relaxed, welcoming sounds as vibrational drops coming in, listening to my voice, staying awake and staying aware. The sense of touch is heightened, but the sense of movement is curtailed. The sense of smell, the sense of taste. Allow your attention to draw into the wave of breath that is coming through the nose from outside, through the nose to the belly, and then to the collarbones, taking the full breath in. And then from the collarbones, releasing to the belly as the breath leaves the nostrils and flows back out. Just watching this wave of breath coming in through the nose, filling the belly to the collarbone. Wave of breath out, collarbones to belly without control. Wave of breath in, belly to collarbone. Wave of breath out, collarbones to belly. No control, no manipulation, just let it flow on its own. See if you can watch that movement as the breath ripples through the body tissues. Hooking your mind into this gentle flow in and out. Perfect rhythm for you. Settling in your own cadence. Let your eyes sink back a little bit deeper into the pools of water. Let the tongue root soften further back into the pool of saliva. Allow yourself to be breathed. Sensation in the nostrils, gentle rise and fall, fall and rise. Let the breath just soak deeper into the tissues, bringing further release, further release and relaxation through the whole body. And then bring your attention with sharp focus to a point of light on the eyebrow center. This point of light has a pulsation. Creates a little om sound, like a soothing om, like a petting of a soft animal. And stay connected with your attention to this point of light and the soothing sound of Om as we move that point of light down the bridge of the nose to the tip of the nose. Each place that I call out, just imagine a soothing Om. Move that point of light over to the left cheek and the right cheek. And bring the point of light to the area just above your top lip. That little valley. Feeling the point of light move across the bottom lip from left to right and right to left. Point of light to the chin. Point of light to the center of the throat. Middle of the collarbone. Each time hearing and feeling the soothing Om. Moving the point of light to the right shoulder. And point of light to the upper right arm. And to the right elbow. Right forearm. Right wrist. Right thumb. Point of light to the second finger. Third finger. Fourth finger. And fifth finger. Point of light to the palm of the hand. The wrist. Elbow. Shoulder. Between the collarbone. Connect all the points of light and let the whole right arm light up. And then release completely. Switch the point of light to the left shoulder. Again, feeling and hearing the sound Om. Letting it soothe the cells. Upper left arm. Left elbow. Left forearm. Left wrist. Left thumb. Second finger. Third finger. Fourth finger. Fifth finger. Point of light, palm of the hand. Wrist. Elbow. Shoulder. Center of the collarbone. Point of light to the left chest. And to the right chest. Lighting both sides of the chest up. Point of light to the navel. Point of light to the right hip, middle of the right thigh, inside the right kneecap, middle of the right calf, right ankle, point of light, top of the right foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, point of light, bottom of the right foot, ankle, knee, hip, whole right leg, connecting all the lights in the right leg, lighting the right leg and only the right leg up, and then release the right leg completely. Point of light, navel center, left hip, staying awake and staying aware, feeling the point of light as it moves within the body, using the mantra Om. Left hip, point of light, middle of the left thigh, inside the left kneecap, left shin, left ankle, sole of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, top of the left foot, sole of the left foot, ankle, knee, hip, whole left leg, lighting up, connecting those points of light, lighting up the left leg completely, and then release. Right and left leg together, all points of light, and release. Right arm, left arm, all points of light, and release. Face and torso, and release. Whole body, and release. Whole body lights up, front side and back side, and release. Feel the buttocks on the floor, feel the shoulders on the floor, back of the head on the floor. Bring attention to the left side of the body. Breathe in the left side. Imagine the whole left side lit up as you breathe in. And breathe out the right side, imagining the whole right side of the body lit up as you breathe out. Inhale, right side lights up. Exhale, left side lights up. Inhale, left side lights up. Exhale, right side lights up. Continue doing another 7 rounds of this alternate breath with light. Making sure that you count to 7 as you do this, and that you really breathe back in the same side that you breathe out of, making sure not to skip any. When you're done, allowing all points of light to shine, glow, and then release. Allowing all of the cells to relax completely, melt like little droplets of water, letting the water in the body cool down towards the ground, softening heavy water. All cells relax and releasing. Bring attention to your mouth and relax the tongue. Feel the wetness in the mouth. I'm going to run through some foods. Allow the energetic resonance of these foods to sit in the water of your mouth. Noticing your body's response to them right now, without any preconceived thoughts of these foods or any beliefs around these foods. Allowing the sense of taste to guide you intuitively. Strawberries, milk, apple pie, avocado, ginger beer, pickle, hamburger, coffee, cheese, whipped cream, Coke, water, garlic bread, tomato soup, pizza. Releasing all resonance of taste. Bringing your attention to the center of imagination, also known as Chit Akash Vayu. The eyes are completely passive, but the mind's eye is open, almost as if you were watching a video or a TV screen. Visualize yourself standing up from the floor. And in front of you is a red door. There's a star on the doorknob. Take your hand on the doorknob and open this red door. walking through a tunnel. As you come out of this little tunnel, it's a funnel, enter into a forest. In this forest, you can hear there is a small waterfall in the distance, a gurgling brook. Start to make your way towards the sound of the water. As you come along your path, notice that you want to take your shoes off. So take your shoes off and let yourself be barefoot on this path. Let your feet guide you towards the water, trusting your intuition, trusting the connection of the water in your body to pull towards where you hear the sound of water. And as you approach, it becomes louder. You come to the point where you're at the beginning of the place where a river, stream, comes out of the ground, creating a small waterfall into a pool of water. There are two banks. The bank on the right side of you is filled with the feeling of impossibility, of rigidity, of needing to be measured, needing to be proven. Look at how the plants are organized. Even just standing at the top of the riverhead, without even going into that bank, notice how it feels to be in that place. Everything is counted, everything is measured, everything is planned. The trees are equidistant apart, planned and accounted for. And then on the left bank, as you look downstream, there is a land that there seems to be no sense of logic. Anything can happen. Trees can grow upside down. Mysterious animals are in there. Totally unknown. And again, without going into that side of the bank, just notice how it would feel. Decide that instead of moving down either one of these sides, that you prefer to go down this meandering river that comes out of the earth through the mossy green, trickles over some stones and into a pool. Slowly just taking off your clothes. Let yourself slip down into the water, letting the beads of water come in contact with your skin. Your feet touch the bottom of this pool, feeling a sandy basin. You can stand underneath the place where the water comes out from the earth, letting it come over your head, cooling and soothing any troublesome thoughts, letting it wash away any emotional stickiness. Let your pores begin to open to allow the water to move deep within the pores. And you're going to let yourself gently push off the floor and begin to swim along with the river, letting it take you downstream rather than you having to swim. Let your feet soften just from time to time, letting the feet act as a rudder. Let yourself become playful, maybe even flipping onto your back. Take a moment to play in this river. You can pause and do any movements underwater that feel good, playful, dreamy. When you've had enough playtime in this water, begin to move further downstream. And the water begins to become a little bit more shallow. You realize that the river is coming to an end. You can begin to see like a cove, a sandy beach where the water laps against the sand. Just before your feet hit the ground again and you begin to walk out, just let yourself dip underwater, releasing any thoughts, emotions that would be rocks that would stop your flow. Tell yourself that there will be time to plan, but in the moment, it's about the dream. And then begin to make your way step by step out of the water and onto dry land, noticing the transition from water to earth. As you come out to this beach, to this cove, you see your clothes, your shoes further down the path. There's a loop path. Pick your clothes up and put them back on you. Let them dry in the sun. Over to the left, there's a path that you begin to take that take you back to the path you came in on. Walking at first in bare feet and then noticing the shoes that you were wearing. Stop and put your shoes on. Your body is dry. And then you begin to notice that you see the funnel, the tunnel that you came in through. You can see the red door with the star on the door handle. Walking through that area, coming to the door, opening the door, closing the door, seeing that it is the red door with the star on the doorknob. Look at yourself as you're lying in this position on the floor in Yoga Nidra. In your mind's eye, whisper your intention to yourself and see that intention moving in through the ear canals, as if the words were floating in the left and right ears. 3 times. And then look at your belly button. That will be where you enter back into your body. Put one foot in and then the other foot in. And begin to spread your energy body through your physical body, all the way to your fingers and toes. Tell yourself that the practice of Yoga Nidra is complete. And just making sure that you're fully embodied here. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, noticing the space that you're in right now, the texture of the room, the color of the walls. Interlace your fingers and reach your arms overhead. Take a big stretch, maybe a little arch of the spine. Tilt the head slightly up. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, releasing your hands, breathing out. Bring your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a real nice squeeze. Oh, so tight. Ooh, squeeze out through your body. And then relax and roll onto the left side. Fetal position on the left side. And then you'll use your opposing hand to press down and come back to a seated position. And just taking a moment to really ground in. This is the water area in our body, so we'd be traveling through here. So we want to bring it back to earth. So taking the hands onto the lower abdomen, make a little fist, pull it in, and then gently bow forward. Feel that connection point right here. So this feeling of kind of pull you back in together so that when you come to sit back up, there's like a kind of just freshness. It's like, we take a shower when we want to release all of our stuff, and hopefully this Yoga Nidra will continue to work through maybe some of your dreams as we come from the new moon towards the full moon. So this next couple of weeks, just be aware of what's going on in your dreams because we are in this Piscean watery element. So I hope that has served you well. Don't forget to share what's going on in the community so that we can keep in touch and make this very nice and relational. So I will see you next for the new moon in Aries. Hari Om, Om Tat Sat. Namaste.
Thank you.